I want to toss this one to Chris. What'd you think today when we were posing?
I was gonna say I
I
probably should.
know you have something to say.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Derek Lunsford, the 2023 Mr. Olympia champion. So all the bodybuilding fans, they should go and watch the live video that just dropped on the Olympia TV. Because this is the very first time Derek spoke in depth about what really happened at this past Miss Olympia and why he was unable to present his personal best at the Olympia this year. First of all, let me tell you guys something. That is a totally different Derek Lunsford this time. And I'm gonna say this right now. His mentality right now is like a wounded lion who just wants to show the bodybuilding world what he is truly capable of.
Normally, I'm just like, I appreciate it, guys, but truthfully, always going to be respectful to the champion. But truthfully, yeah, I believe that my best is the best, and I'm coming to prove it in 2025.
Now, I know there is a vast percentage of the bodybuilding community who wasn't very fond of Derek being too political, especially when it comes to that time after winning the Olympia last year, when he was the reigning Olympia champion. But this time, I have to say get ready, because this Derek isn't afraid of anyone, and he 100% believes in his heart that at his very best, he is still the best bodybuilder in the world, and that he can beat Samson Dauda. And I guess Chris Cormier putting so much faith in Derek in that live video, that also pretty much confirms that they're gonna be working together, at least for this upcoming Arnold prep.
His legs are gonna be big at the Arnold. They're gonna be more developed at the Arnold, and everything's gonna be better. The abs gonna be better at the Arnold. Serratus and obliques gonna be better at the Arnold, best than they ever been in his life.
And it isn't just him. His best friend and training partner, Matt Grego, also posted this latest shot of Derek posing with Chris Cormier. So, the team as a whole is going to be working with Chris Cormier for this upcoming Arnold. Because for those of you guys who do not know, Matt Grego is also going for this upcoming Arnold. Now, I don't think any of us saw this recent picture of Derek showcasing his quads next to his trainer Chris, because this was only available on the threads of Chris Cormier. And Chris Cormier wholeheartedly believes that Derek's quads, they are gonna look a lot better at this upcoming show than what we saw at this past Miss Olympia.
It was mostly that my legs were flat that made the proportions off. But I want to toss this one to Chris. What'd you think today when we were posing?
I was gonna say I
I
probably
know
should.
you have something to say.
Now, in regards to this question on what really happened at this past Miss Olympia, because this is the very first time Derek has spoken about this, and I think he was very respectful to his former coach Hani Wembot, because this was just a typical case of pushing beyond the boundaries, beyond the limits, when these guys were at 4 weeks out mark from this year's Miss Olympia. And I'm guessing it must have been Hani Wembot's call to keep chasing more condition, and it kind of backfired. Simply because Derek lost a lot of volume on his legs, especially in the last couple of weeks. And that just totally disrupted his overall proportions, his flow, his X-frame. And that is why his overall balance top to bottom, that wasn't as impressive as it was in the last couple of years.
I think it was just I was super flat. I was very dehydrated, and it just resulted to where I couldn't bring the muscle volume back, and I couldn't pose and flex 100% to the best of my ability. So,
And secondly, all that extra detail, the crispiness that these guys were aiming to achieve, we weren't able to see that either on Derek's physique this time. Because the thing is, all the judges agreed that Derek had overall bad condition last year. Now the bodybuilding scene changes so quickly, especially in the recent times, and the fans in general are just so quick to count someone out, just like they did after this past Miss Olympia. And that, I think, is gonna be a big mistake, counting out a guy like Derek. Because we have to keep in mind, the man is just 31 years old, and looking at his quads right now from this recent update, it's not like he needs to grow his quads, and it is more about maintaining all that volume throughout the prep, especially in the peak week. And again, I have got to say, if Derek is able to accomplish that, he has every reason to believe that he is gonna win this upcoming Arnold. So how confident do you guys think Chris Cormier has to be to put his money on his house as a bet on Derek winning this upcoming Arnold instead of Samson Dauda? Now, it was obviously a joke, but indirectly, they just told everyone that they mean business.
We need you help me out because I think Derek is on fire here. He wants to wrestle.
I do. Let's go. Let's go.
I do.
It's Carlos Thomas Jr. Hype Day on Instagram, and I have got to say he fully deserves it. So there were some comments being made about his recent picture that this is photoshopped. So here is the video that was initially posted on Patrick Tour's Instagram, and that is truly a sheesh moment right there, because this will answer all the doubts that people have that the picture wasn't photoshopped or anything. Now, when we say cartoonish proportions, we always refer to guys like Keon Pearson or Derek because of their insane proportions. But this is the very first time someone made us go wow. And that is me putting it mildly. I mean, that physique right there, that is just bonkers. So could that be a Keon 2.0 in the making? Because this totally looks like an AI developed image. So this right here is Carlos roughly 11 weeks out of his first ever Arnold. If this is in fact a recent physique update, and based on his last YouTube video, he started prepping way early for this upcoming Arnold than people were expecting. And that is why the man is just looking way too good. Now I am pretty sure that he is gonna show up with considerable improvements in his back as well. And he is gonna scare a lot of people at this upcoming Arnold. And this is what I was talking about. Things in bodybuilding are changing so quickly, especially in the recent times. Right now, Martin Fitzwater, he is like the greatest rising star in the men's open right now. But just imagine Carlos showing up at his all-time best, especially in terms of conditioning, which he hasn't done so far. But I am pretty sure that he is gonna do that this time, because he has a coach like Patrick Tour in his corner this time. And if he comes in peeled, the man is gonna become a superstar. Now let's just hope he finishes this prep without any problems, without any health scares, and he gets to compete multiple times next year. So after the Arnold, Detroit Pro is gonna be the next in line for him. The same show that he was supposed to do last year, but he pulled out after he got ulcerative colitis and a death in his family. So in terms of the most unique physiques that you guys must have seen in the past 2 decades, how would you guys rate this physique of Carlos? This man right here is a legend for a reason, because that is how the quads of a 4 times Miss Olympia, Jakarta, looked like at the age of 51, and that is just beyond impressive. Now Jay always had those cross-righted quads, which is something neither Ronnie Coleman or Phil Heath had, and Jay took a lot of pride in that. And Chris was a massive part of Jay's success throughout his career. And even Chris is gonna tell you that Jay loved to train more than he loved to compete. And even Jay himself has said that. So for the most part of his competitive career, Jay was training 2 times per day, a concept that is now obsolete. Because other than Behrouz Tabani and maybe Hadi Choopan, none of the other top pros, they train twice per day. Now Jay has been able to accomplish his post-retirement goals very successfully. He said he wanted to downsize very slowly, and Jay really took his time, because it has been more than a decade now since he retired. His last competition, that was the Olympiad 2013, and the second thing that he wanted was to stay very lean throughout the year. And after watching this recent video of him doing those leg extensions, no one is gonna have any doubts on how peeled and shredded Jay is right now. So he is a 4 times Olympia champion and a 4 times runner-up behind Ronnie Coleman. And do not forget, he's also a multiple times Arnold Classic winner. And that is quite an unprecedented track record in the bodybuilding books. The reigning Miss Olympia Samson Dauda is making moves in life after winning $600,000 at this past Miss Olympia, a new house as well as his own private gym. So all the things that bodybuilding gave him, how that elevated his overall lifestyle, he is gonna put every ounce of energy into winning this upcoming Arnold in 11 weeks time for the second time in his career, and also in defending his Olympia title next year in October. Now, was Samson as surprised as many of us after watching Derek's name in the Arnold list? Well, he might have been, because at no point there was any chatter about Derek doing this upcoming Arnold after the Olympia this year. But one thing is certain, no matter what the competition looks like, Samson Dauda is always gonna give his absolute best to this upcoming prep, because there isn't just $500,000 on the line. As a reigning Miss Olympia, he cannot afford to lose this one. And based on the pictures and the videos that we have seen from him after the Olympia this year, the man looks huge and right on the money to present another great package at his 4th consecutive Arnold.
Yeah, I got a big TV. Oh man, that says, look at it. Oh, shit, look how big that thing is. Oh, that's a big TV. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. Anyway, let's go check it out.
So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.